Hi, my name's Theo. I play middle linebacker with the Hilversum Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands. I live in Amsterdam. Been here for about 3 years, working on the fourth season with this team, playing Euroball. Absolutely amazing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Every Friday I put out videos that are comment responses to previous football related content, and I try to theme my shirt somewhere around there so people have an idea what this is. Also, I go to practice at night. Things are going to be changed here recently because previously that's how everything's gone, but we'll explain this one later in the news section. That's the next section. After I get done comments, I do news, and that's like season updates, away games, when to expect game day vlogs, all that various stuff, or anything that's happening within the league, like somebody forfeits a game and is now dropped down in ranking and now we're, whatever, all that jazz. Or something super big is happening in European football, like with Germany or something, like when you can watch a live stream of the German Bowl or something, because that's always exciting. Anyways, so, and then after that, we go to practice. Talk about that in the news section. We got some stuff coming up for the remainder, but anyways. So let's get into comments here. I'm usually in the bedroom on my phone, but today I can be out here because my husband has been, he got called into the office, weirdly, it's the most recent times, hasn't been in the office, but recently had to go in for seminar thing. It's just easier to get one stream and have everybody sitting in like a room for it rather than, I don't know. I try not to pay attention to his work because, office stuff. So comments, I do oldest to newest. So if you've commented recently, that's just how that's gonna be. Yes, I am backlit right now because it is very bright outside. Anyways, so it says Luke Clay, how do I wash them after use? Well, it was on my first original football uniform suit-up video from 2016. That was a very broad question. That was a very broad thing. So all I said was, all the clothing can go in the washer. Really, like your jersey, your pants, unless they have pads in them. Technically, your girdle can go in the washer too, but if it has a hard plastic thing, it's going to be a little funky. Mine's a front wash, so it tumbles this way. It's a little bit easier than having one with a center agitator. I've had that in the past, but when I lived in the States. Anyways, but when it comes down to like your actual pads, like your shoulder pads, they're right here. You guys can't see them. They're over there. You basically just take your stuff off and you kind of let them spray out. They're not intended to absorb smells. They're intended for padding, and they have kind of a slick material on them that doesn't, get stuff. You can let them stink. They do get moisture in them, but it's not a real big thing as long as you just let them air out and air dry. If you need to, you probably can use some sort of Febreze on them, but just don't. It's sort of like with your football gloves. Don't take them off after practice, wad them up, and stick them in a bag for like 3 days on end. Attach them on your helmet, do this, yada yada, or just leave them out. They'll air dry. And the helmet shouldn't really have much padding in it to begin. I mean, it has padding, but it shouldn't have any cloth to hold on to it. If absolutely necessary, you can hose it down. Like my pads just lay around kind of upside down and clamshell open, and sometimes I let a breeze fly through them or something. But so Darian Palmer, Carolina Panthers logo, says, "What's up? I play outside linebacker." And I'm like, "A partner in crime, my man." That was on last week's video, last Friday. I didn't actually get out to practice last week because, as of the next comment, longtime subscriber Matthew says it's a typical day and for the T, the train, the tram, T-line. I don't know. I don't live in Boston, but the whole train system of the Netherlands went down for like a couple hours. It was like 6 o'clock till 7:30, and it would have like a bus to get out to Hilversum would have done a crazy thing, and I wouldn't have got out to practice until late, let alone would I have been able to get home because the whole train system was messed up the rest of the night. It was like I couldn't have gone to practice, and I still feel bad about it because I'm in a car. It's not really all that necessary, but the one time a year you need a car. Ben Woesten says, Theo explaining stuff, I want to know, and taking his shirt off. Is it Christmas already? Again, on last Friday's video, because I was showing off, again on last week's video, because I showed how to measure for your shoulder pads. because someone had a question about it. Kind of a confusing thing whether or not they should be. So yeah, the youth shoulder pad thing, it's like you should go up to like 12, 13 years old. Like if you're in high school, you probably shouldn't be, because the size chart here for shut says double XL is 16 to 17 inches, and that's this. And then chest is around, and it says less, over 150 pounds. Well, I personally was 100 pounds in 5th grade, and I was 10 years old. So once puberty hit, I basically shot up to 160 pounds by like 15 years old. And I could have probably, because I was a bit skinny at the time. I didn't play in high school, but yeah, no, just move on up to adult pads. That way you can physically bulk up to your shoulders, especially as a linebacker or a lineman. Cannot pronounce that name. It looks like Sachet Kulkarni. How do people run in those things? I have no idea what the person's referencing in this, considering it was a football uniform suit up. What do you mean? Run in the tight spandex pants? The shoulder pads? The cleats? Like, I don't know what this, and I'm just like, with great legs comes great responsibility. Because I talked about running, I guess. I don't know. Carl Squid 3662 says, I legit watched this 5 years ago when I had my first football game because I didn't know how to wear this stuff. And yes, it's not that hard, as he says. Yeah. And I said, welcome back. I'm playing in Europe now. You can see in my current videos. The proverbial question I get from most likely a bunch of American folks is, do you wear a cup? No. I know of nobody in my entire league here in the Netherlands that wears a cup. Not that I go around asking, but nobody in the States that I knew in semi-pro used a cup. And I don't know anybody here that does it. I think it's required in youth, but I remember asking Willie many years ago, how many guys in high school wear a cup? And he's like, nobody. So he says it was required in youth, like when you're 10, 11 years old, but once you get into high school, no. It's not even like a required thing. Here I can see maybe people carrying over because they're used to playing field hockey or baseball or something where the ball can actually get into such a small area. In fact, last practice, we did actually have a cup check, but that's the thing. I've been playing here for 4 years. I've never seen anybody have a cup check until yesterday, and he was a lineman. I think he was dramatizing it too, but yeah, whatever. OJ asks, why do linebackers love-hate fullbacks? That's a part of my own personal merch. This is from a different company, but this inspired me to make my own. They are a position that's most likely opposite me on the field. However, without them, I could not train harder. So I love them for being my mirror on the other side of the field, but, I don't like them because, they get in my way of making tackles. Unless they happen to have the ball, but, That's mainly a shout out to one of my teammates currently. His name's Diego. Again, on the uniform suit up. Well, this actually helped me put on my football outfit. Thank you. You're very awesome. Erica Olson on that same video. Do you have a life? From 3 days ago, but that video is 5.5 years old. Awkward. Yeah, football, gym, shopping, bike riding, editing, filming. I do a lot of things, especially living in Europe. It's very busy around here. The Doge says new subscriber, probably because I responded to his first comment about putting on the outfit. Dude, I watched your video about putting on your uniform and then I saw this title. I didn't know you were from the Netherlands. I live here too. Yeah, no, like that video is from 2016 and I moved here in 2018. So I've been with Hilversum going into my 4th year. And it was a live stream. I do that every Saturday. I don't know about this one. We'll talk about that in the news section. Stay updated on that one. Zane Rack says, I'm one of the smallest players on my team and I play center and middle linebacker. Center is usually the smaller of the linemen, the offensive linemen. Middle linebacker being small, it helps get low, especially, if you're already down low. I don't know what you mean by small. I mean, you could be 5'8" amongst 5'11" guys and you are the smallest guy. Or you're 5'10" around a bunch of 6'3" guys. But it's not really about weight because obviously offensive linemen, if you just get underneath them and you just push them up a little bit, the moment they get off they lose traction, they usually don't have much stuff and you can just push them aside. Dirty 30 says diet is about 90% and exercise is 10% of your physique. It doesn't matter how hard. I feel like Dirty 30 is trying to be a nutritionist and a physical educator. And I like that, But yeah, I do eat healthy. I live here. There's a bunch of healthy fruit and stuff all over the place. In fact, I'm currently addicted to this brand of chips that is super hipster. In Portland, we would have called that a hipster brand, but I love them here. And they're actually the cheapest, one of the cheaper chips because they're not organic, but that sort of food. That was on Monday's video where I didn't have practice, did a bunch of costume changes. Chris Callan asks on the suit-up video, can I have some gear? I don't know why anybody asked that question. One, is it the first time asking the question, you finally got the balls to ask it? Two, does this work if this is not the first time asking? It's not frustrating, it's just sad that people are going onto YouTube videos just requesting gear. Like, you know, and it's entirely possible this person is not a football player and just wants to collect gear or something. I don't know. They didn't respond. Unbelievable Dude E, 2 days ago, what shoulder pads do you recommend for tight end defensive end? He's 9th grade and 5'10". Well, 9th grade, that's JV and, you know, varsity, depends on your school. That was on a practice jersey shoulder pad review when I did a sponsored video many years ago. We fully explained in the comments about that to do, and this is what spawned me to talk about the youth pads with someone. He asked that question a second time also on Sunday's video, but I talked about it a lot. Delty Gamer says, just got put at linebacker and I'm almost 100 pounds, wish me luck. And I'm like, you will have success. Wishing for luck is not an option. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Okay, so moving on to news section now. We have an issue with using our field, maintaining lights, because if you saw previous practices, we are getting dark really fast. Being as far north as we are, there's actually a really steep gradient because we've passed the equinox now, so we're sliding down into just rapidly earlier dark. It's crazy. But anyways, so we're trying to move over to like one of our softball fields or something where they actually have lights because we cannot use our football field. Regular viewers of the football videos know, blah, blah, blah. This is not our football field is currently, we got reseeded, it got plowed up, leveled out, and reseeded because during Corona, things went weird. Had like a couple storms, nobody was really playing on it. Then we had a small little like practice season, but the field was all messed up. The actual first series of lockdowns, and the city didn't really fix it. And then we had another set in a winter, and planting grass in the middle of winter is bad. And so they waited for spring and summer to come around, and they started in like June, and grass is not quick to grow. But anyways, so we can't use our field, which has all the lights. So now that it's getting like super dark, super early, yeah. So Thursday, this is the last, so on Thursdays, we won't have practice for the next 3 weeks. And tonight is even early. So this is a Friday video, so that means I had practice Thursday night. I've practiced earlier, so I gotta leave a little earlier than usual so we can take advantage of the daylight that's still there. Then we're gonna be moving to Tuesdays instead of Thursdays. So this is gonna be fun. So not only do I have a practice tonight, we also have a practice this Saturday. And that is at our typical weekend time, so 11 to 1, which means possibly getting some food afterwards and then coming here and maybe doing a live stream. However, the next day I have a scrimmage and I have to figure out how to get out to Sport Park Sloten so I can scrimmage the Amsterdam Crusaders, which is a very controlled scrimmage. We're getting 4 downs, and if they do not convert, it's a turnover on downs. We're not doing many special teams, but just to get like the kicker's leg warmed up and stuff, we will be doing that one. So that's Sunday. I don't know if Aaron will be there. Aaron will probably come and film it, but I'm not sure because it's not a full game. It could be fun. I might have him bring out like the phone so I can get some vertical content for TikTok, but it's also not on our home field, so it would be a little awkward for certain videos I have in mind. So, and then next Tuesday, we have another practice, but then we have a long break until a game. So, yes, I thought originally we were going to have 2 practices on Sunday, but it's not really working out very well. So we're just going to, I'll find out way more information tonight. You'll find out in the after practice. It's so dark, I usually, don't do that much. But again, I don't know with the light levels right now. Have a busy week coming up. So again, this is a Friday video, and then so the Sunday video and the Monday video will both be football, and then Wednesday again, but then a long break. I will still have next Friday's video be a football one, but it won't be probably going to practice. I'll probably just answer the comments and stuff from all the previous football videos that have happened this week. Anyways, because one just went live like yesterday, and there's no comments on it yet. Takes a bit. Anyways, I will chat with you guys out in Hilversum. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be filming. I didn't like the fact that we were at a weird part of the field, and I didn't actually, it's bonus for the camera, I was able to record for 85 minutes straight. I didn't know how to chop that up. I didn't want to be there all day yesterday, so I just took all those 85 minutes, put it at ×8 speed, and just let it roll with like 2 really crappy songs. If you want to go back and watch it, there's a link there, but I don't care. Like, I could have chopped it up, but it was really bad to see it anyways. Anyways, let's get out to Hilversum, and I will see what's going on there. Again, we're going to be early, so... Since we started early, and I got a little bit before it got too dark. Actually, it sprinkled a little bit. Yeah, there's everything. What are you? You're my jacket. What did I just pack? That's my pants. Well, it is super dark out. Practice was from 7 to 9, and now I'm heading out to the bus because I think we're gonna be home late. Oh good, I grabbed the right gear. So yeah, and anyways, it's like well after the 22, but I'm trying to see if I can catch the 11:22 bus. I've had a bit of extra beer than I probably should have. Hello. I'm 40. Shut up. I am 19 years past the legal drinking age of the United States. Shut up. Why are you doing this? Anyways, yeah, my quads hurt. My knee is still a little bit sore from Tuesday. And so Coon came back. That was fun. Look at that hair. That's a little better. I say that's a little bit better, but then I realized while I was cutting it up that was just the shadow and not my actual hair sitting down there like a Ted Bundy victim. Anyways, so we did a lot of, well, that's a mouse. Anyways, yeah. So we did a heck of a lot of team. As you guys saw, it got dark. I tried to record directly after practice, but the girls were still doing softball, so it was funky to record. But as that was 9 o'clock, I thought, I don't have to go home right away. So I stayed for like 2 hours and drank and socialized and caught up with Kuhn. He's coming back. He's going to be a great linebacker. He really likes linebacker. I'm not going to actually go into his life about what he's been doing the last lockdown. But yeah, I've got some stuff to work on. I didn't talk with Ed necessarily about stuff. Diego's never going to admit that he did some wrong stuff or that he was technically... He's like, oh, well, your job is mine. Well, you're my job. You're supposed to, as long as I block you. Oh my, bro, literally, your job, according to me, is to plow me down to work as a lead blocker for the running back. Many times during our team inside run scrimmage, you got blocked into the hole and the running back had to bounce out into another defender. We are not out here for solo tackles. They're nice when they happen, but we're not out here. We are a pack. When one tackles, we all tackle. And so, when I plug the hole and our defensive end, does the stunt and runs through the gap and tackles the running back for a tackle for a loss of 1 yard, you know what? That's a win on my part because he didn't get through my gap. There's a thing called gap responsibility. And as a linebacker, you got to know that not everything is going to go your way. If I actively see that the fullback is coming at me and I block him and I plug that hole and the running back has to scramble and figure out what hole's supposed to go in because the hole he was supposed to go in doesn't actually exist anymore, guess what? My job successful. And that goes for when I was trying to learn corner. You are not going to get a pick six every single time. But you win when your receiver doesn't get the ball, whether it was planned or because you covered him well. And that's what you take away from football. It's humbling because not everything's going to be a win. Not everything's going to be great on your general idea. What's going to happen? You're not going to get, as a receiver, you're not going to get the ball tossed to you. Half the time there are 4 of you on the field anyway, so you got a 25% chance on top of that. Let alone, are you going to get past the ball deep to make a touchdown? However, your goal is to make positive yardage. As a wide receiver, you should be making more than 5 yards. As a running back, you should be making up to 5 yards. Anything more than that is absolutely great. But if a receiver runs a slant route, runs 3 yards in, gets the ball, and runs up 2 and gets downed, that's half a down. You got 4 chances to go 10 yards, and you, in 1 down, just made half of that. That's a win. Not everything is about guts and glory. And just like I told Diego, but he didn't fucking listen because he's a fullback, yeah, I blocked him, but I also saw our running back bounce to the outside and get tackled by, was effectively our 3 tech at the time. So, win. I didn't get the tackle, but the pack got the tackle.